Okay, hi Christina, and thanks for agreeing to participate in this. How are you settling in as head of AI for the Columbia Group?
Yeah, thanks, Mark. I'm happy to be here as well. Yeah, it's going great. As you said, my name is Cristina Orfanido. I'm the head of Group AI. I've been here for a couple of months already, and I'm settling in great. I'm really excited about bringing AI into Colombia, not starting the journey, but continuing the journey that has already started. It's going really well.
I must say, when I heard that you were a professor, you had a PhD in AI. I said to you, how did you know then, when you were at university, that AI was going to be so important? It's certainly the most exciting thing at the moment, isn't it?
Yeah, it's really exciting. Obviously, I didn't know it then when I was doing my PhD, but I actually think having done a PhD in AI is a very useful skill, has given me a very useful skill set also for doing a good job at Columbia, because it's a complex organization, it's an ambitious organization, and you need to bring together many different teams and ideas to make something work. So this is something that my academic background has taught me how to do. So
I think
I
it
think it's
came,
good.
it's developed really fast here, hasn't it? Because I remember it was last Christmas where our chairman, Heinrich Scholler, said to me, Mark, let's get Alex to give a presentation on AI between Christmas and New Year. And I said, Heinrich, with all due respect, people don't want to listen to a lecture on AI between
Yeah.
Christmas and New Year. I want our people to relax. And I remember him saying, look, this is going to be really, really big. And because we'd all heard about it, we'd all heard about ChatGPT, but in those days it was still, even a year ago, it was still something on the fringes of our awareness. But all of a sudden in this year, it's just picked up such massive momentum. They had that lecture. Everyone was talking about AI. My wife started using ChatGPT all the time at home. Everyone was using ChatGPT. That's all people were talking about, AI. And then we said, well, in fact, you came to us to give us a seminar on governance, didn't you, in
Yeah.
AI?
Yeah, it's true. It came very fast, and then there was all the hype, but also maybe some concerns about doing it correctly. So I did come and gave you a lecture on governance. And then, what made you decide that it would be good to have a head of AI at Columbia?
Well, I've always been a bit of a dummy when it comes to all things IT, although obviously seeing the value in it and being part of driving the business down that IT and software route. And I think once I'd been persuaded by, not just professionally, but at home as well, of the importance of AI, and once I saw you give us this lecture on the whole sort of regulatory framework, I thought, we've got to really start driving this forward. And my biggest concern was always, how do we control the genie? I mean, once the genie is out, but how do we control it, and how do we stop the business AI being the tail that wags the dog, and that we use it but not sort of governed by it. So governance, being an ex-lawyer, was my primary concern. I think that's still one of the big dangers of AI, isn't it? The lack of the governance issue.
Yeah, it is, and especially in the type of work that we do also at Columbia, that we deal a lot with people and with people's data as well, with our seafarers, for example, for our crewing operations. It's even more important that we are vigilant and do it properly. So this is definitely one of my priorities as the head of Group AI, that we adopt AI in a way that is compliant and vigilant, because the most important thing is to protect our people.
I think we had so many people coming to us with novel ideas of how they could use AI in our business context, and you tear your hair out because you think you're just opening yourself up to so much exposure, so much potential data leakage in an environment that people don't really understand yet. So the governance around AI was your first priority when you came, but then also something I didn't even know about was that this whole concept of captive AI. What would you talk a bit about that?
So, as any large organization, the same here in Colombia, we have a lot of information. We have our internal policies, procedures, and there is a lot of time wasting sometimes with people just trying to retrieve information and then also disseminate it in the right way. So this idea of building an AI system which will help our people quickly retrieve information at critical and non-critical instances, and then have this quick access and be able to disseminate also this information quickly is now really achievable and is one of our first priorities. It's something that it's going to help all of our people. So this is what we are initially focusing on.
So captive AI, as I understand it, is an internal ChatGPT to our business that allows people to retrieve and process data and use it intelligently, or artificially intelligently. And I guess that then can step outside of that captive environment when it needs to retrieve data from external sources, but also in a controlled manner.
Yeah, exactly. And also making sure that our people, especially in the critical decision phase, are applying their own judgment and human oversight in how this information then gets out and leads to decisioning. So, like you said, it's the internal ChatGPT which is protected, and it accesses our own information securely.
So that's sort of number 2 on your priority list. Number 1 is governance rules. Number 2 is our captive. And number 3 is, I guess, then looking at each of our existing processes and how AI can help those processes, assist those processes. Do you see, and I think it's the fear of everybody, isn't it? I say to my children, find yourself a job that's AI proof, because, you know, not every job, you know, being an ex-lawyer, I'm not sure a lawyer is, or lawyering is AI proof, but find yourself a job that's AI proof. Do you think that AI is a threat to jobs in the shipping industry, or is actually a tool that can help people do things faster, quickly, and more efficiently?
Yeah, I think it's definitely the latter. So AI will definitely replace many tasks, but even Sam Altman, who is the CEO of OpenAI, the company that made ChatGPT, he says we all fear that AI will steal our jobs, but AI will just steal the tasks that we hate doing. So it will change the way we work, but it cannot replace many elements that humans have. And I actually think that the most important thing in building a good AI system is the domain expertise and how we are going to build it in a way that addresses the problem we want to solve and that helps the people that want to use it. And it's great that in Colombia we are so excited about it because we have so much expertise in our sector. And some of the AI tooling is now a bit out of the box. Some systems can be built easily, but this expertise that is going to guide how the system is built is really invaluable. And part of our strategy is to empower our domain experts to want to build AI tools that will help them and not replace them.
How do you see, I mean, I know you've only been with us for 2 months or so, but you've known the business quite some time from your background with Deloitte, but how do you see AI helping, for instance, on the crewing, on our crew management or maritime HR as it is now?
Yeah, so For example, in the crewing, and this is one of the first projects that we are doing now, AI can help expedite the crew lineup process, which is a very complex process I have come to find out since joining Columbia. So there are a lot of complications. There are many last-minute things that are happening which make the crew assignment a quite tedious and time-consuming process. So imagine now a future where you just have an intelligent assistant, you upload the name of the vessel, and it just gives you the lineup.
And it can
in a
do,
second.
presumably, I think the chap who ran our crewing department before Simona took over from it, he showed how AI could be used to make, if you give a crew member's name in, then the AI tool can write all of the letters, applying for all of the travel permissions, etc., all of the letters to the authorities, etc., etc. So all of that work that an individual in our crewing department would have to do would all be done automatically.
Exactly.
And that would save a huge amount of time and effort. So it goes to your lineup point. And what about, I guess on the technical side, it would be fantastic, wouldn't it, if AI could harvest all of the data on board a vessel and come up with a preventative maintenance that says, do you know what, that light bulb is about to blow because probability says they always blow after 20 hours or something, or that cylinder liner is going to go, get that checked out, check your loo bores because the readings we're getting from the loo bores. This would prevent a lot of damage and save a lot of time and actually save technical superintendents a lot of time in preventive maintenance techniques.
Exactly, and I think this is a very important role of AI, which is the ability to draw information from many different databases. This is something that we are not so good as humans doing, or it takes us some time. But AI can combine information from the sensors, from the maintenance logs, even from voice information, and give you flagging, decision support for preventative maintenance, and contribute not just to increase safety on board, but also to becoming more sustainable, which is one of our priorities.
Is all AI actually AI? I mean, everybody uses AI. It's a bit like the sort of the free range eggs or free range chickens or something. They've been put out in a field for a day, and all of a sudden they're called free range. Everything that is slightly what we used to call digital seems to be called AI nowadays. Is all AI, or is it some? We also hear machine learning. What's the difference between machine learning and AI? Some of these buzzwords and catchphrases are quite confusing to the IT Neanderthal person that I am.
You are not a Neanderthal. But yes, and for me, being an AI professional, it's a slight cause of irritation sometimes when people are asking for AI and then you realize it's not really AI, or if people are selling AI, which is not AI. So definitely not everything is AI. Many of these systems can be what we call rule-based. So just automating a set of rules can still increase your productivity a lot without having the need for inference, for combining and making a complex, in a way, abstract decision like AI is doing. But I think the steps that we are taking now for Columbia becoming an AI-driven organization will contribute to also improving our reporting, also improving our automation capability, because once we build these high-quality data sets and this single point of truth that we need for AI to work well, we will have the grounds to build many other applications on top of it, which might not be AI.
Do you think there's a danger of being too reliant on AI? I remember in the summer I have a little motorboat, and I decided to take that motorboat to Ayia Napa, and when I went over to Ayia Napa, the waves were very low and fine. On the way back, the waves were really, really big, and everybody on board that boat were really terrified. and suddenly there was an alarm went off. I didn't have the faintest idea what that alarm was, and I heard my wife's voice behind me going, that alarm either means the engine is on fire, we're sinking, or something else, some other catastrophe. And I said, "What the hell are you saying?" And she was on ChatGPT, and she'd recorded the alarm sound, and she'd put the alarm sound in ChatGPT on the particular boat that I've got, and the possibilities came up as engine on fire, boat sinking, or whatever. And I went into a blind panic. Actually, what it was the radio beeping. It was the radio beep alarm that I just needed to put the volume down. And it was a salutary lesson to me that you can be too obsessed about ChatGPT. I know, certainly in our personal lives now, we seem to go to ChatGPT for pretty much everything. And we tend to take it as gospel truth, whatever comes out. So there is a danger that it becomes the tail that wags the dog.
I think there is, Mark, and I had a similar case like you recently, where I had the very bad idea to upload my blood tests on ChatGPT, and then obviously I had very grave disease as an output of doing that. So there is a danger of becoming too reliant, and actually it's interesting because there is also an oxymoron there, because on one hand we are becoming very reliant because it's just so easy and it gives us so much time back. On the other hand, if it tells us something which is wrong, which can happen if the system is not built accurately, this is called a hallucination. When something the AI tells you is wrong, we are also quick to reject it. So we need to learn to use AI and ChatGPT and all these co-pilots and assistants like a junior team member. So it's like having a junior team member that will assist. You have to check their work, you have to review their work before like any critical decisioning, but also someone that you will not fire when they make a mistake. You will realize that they need to be trained, and in the case of the junior employee, they will need guidance and development. In the case of AI, it will need more training or better prompting. So there is a mindset shift that needs to happen. And that's why also in Colombia, we are focusing a lot on taking our people along to the journey, not just in terms of giving them agents to use, but also helping them upskill practically, but also in the way that they perceive and consume the information.
Do you think there's a risk of AI, artificial intelligence, replacing human intelligence? I always remember the films, The Terminator with Arnold Schwarzenegger. The machines against the people. Is that a real risk for us that people, not that machines take over, but people stop thinking? People lose their common sense. You see that anyway. In this day and age, in your children, they become less common sense. They become completely fixated on what it says on their handies, what their search engines tell them, without that natural inquisitiveness. If AI is there to answer all the questions, then you lose some of that human intelligence, some of that human inquisitiveness and questioning.
I don't have a very good answer because I am concerned about it. I think in some things AI has already replaced human intelligence. So AI is much better than us in many tasks, like bringing information together, structuring it, and processing a huge data set simultaneously, or thinking 20 steps ahead. This is something we cannot do as humans, but the computer can do. And also working 24/7. Is something AI can do and we cannot do. But in the end, many of the decisions we make are not based on data, strictly. So I think as a whole, AI cannot replace human intelligence, but for many tasks, it already has. Yeah.
So you're looking forward to your role now in Columbia Group, but also advising our clients. I mean, that's part of the intention, that you look at our organisation what we need in terms of governance and captive systems, and then advise our clients as well, because that's one of the advantages of our group, that we're able to invest. You always tell me you're paying me a certain sum, therefore make the most use of my knowledge, my services. Equally, a lot of our clients won't have the resources available to invest in ahead of AI, and therefore that must be quite an exciting prospect for you as well.
It's very exciting, also because we are working in so many areas and different sectors, and the challenges and the gains are different in every area. What I find most exciting is something I already see in Colombia, that we are able to empower our people to build their own AI, and they're already doing it. Even this morning, I was sitting with our marketing team, and they were building their own agents to help them. So this is important. I think AI has to be owned by the business and the people in every case, not by some IT department. And that's how it's going to give value to Colombia and to our clients as well.
Does that, we've also, in fact, I think most of our main recruits recently have been in the IT digital space, because we also have a head of cybersecurity. Does AI, what we gain in your knowledge on AI, do we expose ourselves even more to cyber attacks? And I guess we're operating in a much wider digital landscape as soon as we start using some of these tools. So we've got to be extremely careful.
Yeah. It does increase the exposure, which is why it's great that we have also now a head of information security, and we are working very closely together. But, innovation always comes with more risk. So we just need to put the right guardrails in place. I always say, when electricity came about, people were scared, and some people did get electrocuted. But we then went and put plastic cups, So it's the same with AI. It's unavoidable. It's a one-way street. There is risk, but we are going to do it properly with the right plastic cups on top of it.
Yeah, good. It's a good analogy. And do you think, my sort of final question for you, do you think it's a bubble that's going to burst, and not necessarily in applicability or the benefits, but actually the excitement is so extreme? I remember when the first little desktop or laptop computer came out, the Sinclair ZX81 or whatever it was. Everyone was super excited. Did it change the world so much? I'm not sure it did. These things sometimes build up a huge a degree of excitement, and then sometimes fail to deliver. Or do you think there's an element of that? Is it evolution or is it revolution, I guess?
I guess it's both. I mean, it will become a commodity. It will become electricity, and it's already commoditized. The large language models that are accessible to everyone. So it will become less exciting, but it will be part of our lives. So I'm not sure that means the bubble is bursting. It will become a reality and not something new. But I wanted to ask you also, how do you see Colombia being AI-driven in the future?
Well, I've always, in anything we do, and let's take a step back to our sort of digitalization program and our optimization program, I've always taken the view that we want to be on the forefront of development, but I appreciate the fact that if you're too far ahead, being at the bottom of the wave on either side is a dangerous place to be. You want to be surfing right at the top. So I think we want to be a forerunner, but we don't want to be too far ahead, because we simply won't carry our people or our clients or our services with us. So I think AI will become intrinsic to our business. I don't want it to necessarily become our business or take over our business, because I think people our business is inherently a people business. It's the relationships, it's the effort and the attention and the care that our people put in that make us, that give us our unique selling points, not the optimization tools or the AI elements of our business. And if we keep that in our heads, I think we will use and utilize this to its best effects. So I think that's the ambition, and I guess the only risk there is once this genie is out the bottle, which it clearly is, how do we control it or prevent ourselves being controlled by it? I don't think anybody really understands yet where this is going, do they? But that's why we have, thankfully, people like yourselves to steer us and guide us in the best ways we can.
Yeah.
But no, I think it's exciting, and even I, who am a person that's not particularly excited by the latest IT gizmo, even I get excited by AI. If I can ask ChatGPT, show me a motorbike route that I'm going to do in the summer, giving me all the petrol station stops and this, that, and nice sights to see, and within 2 seconds it gives me this. This is amazing.
Yeah.
And if you can put that into the business context, it's going to save a huge amount of it. It's going to save. So I'm really excited by it, and I think, as I said, Colombia needs to be and deserves to be right at the forefront of that, and as we are, and it'll be an exciting future.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm excited too, and I know the last job that will be replaced by AI will be the head of AI. So
yes, hopefully the CEO.
Yeah, maybe the CEO.
Yes,
also.
yes. I think that's a wrap.
Yeah.